Treehouse, right? Treehouse, right. I'm just looking at Joe, right? Welcome to the Treehouse podcast. My name's Tom. This is Luke, and that's Joe. And we're going to be running through a few topics today, like the Star Wars Episode 8 trailer, the new Avengers trailer that dropped a week ago, was it?
About a week ago, something like that.
And then we're going to move on to some games like Battlefront 2, that he's not a fan of.
That cost me £40.
It cost me 80 because I accidentally bought the deluxe edition.
Shut up, carry on.
We're going to be talking about the Destiny mess up and how badly they ruined that game, and the new
releasing it.
Yeah, and the new Death Stranding trailer that dropped a couple of days ago. So we'll kick off with the Star Wars 8 trailer, I think.
Wow.
Right, I'm sitting this one out then.
At the time of recording this, it comes out 2 days?
Yeah. It's Monday today.
Yeah,
so Monday the 11th.
Wednesday, doesn't it?
Wednesday. So it's pretty close. And nothing much has been revealed, which is pretty good.
But they have released a hell of a lot of trailers for it.
A lot of trailers, which
TVs.
could ruin it, could not, because we still don't really know what happens.
I haven't watched anything. I don't plan on watching
Still
it
characters we don't really know about, things we don't really know about. But I wouldn't say I'm an obsessed fan of Star Wars, like some would say.
Like him.
Someone in our production.
But I'd say I enjoy it, and if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. If it drags, it drags. Make sure to have a look at my Snapchat review. Snapchat, all lowercase, Joe Murray X. Thank you. And
Try Pepsi. Try Pepsi.
And yeah, so that's my opinion. I mean, it's Star Wars, so even if it's bad, people will buzz over it.
True.
What do you think, Tom?
Well, the first trailer came out, and I was like, "This is going to be decent." And then they just kept churning out trailers.
Isn't that good marketing though?
Yeah, but like Jack says, it's just getting a bit kind of to the point where you're worried about it because they're just churning out.
Yeah, you're gonna know
the same trailer.
The plot by the time.
That's
comes
what
out.
people
They'll
worried
release
about.
a trailer tomorrow that just says it was just the intro basically.
And because this is going to be released after the films be out, so it doesn't really matter what I say about the trailer.
Yeah.
The only surprising thing was when Rey force grabbed Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
Whoa.
What?
Can't say that.
Why?
Spoilers.
It can be out after the film's out anyway, so whoever's interested is going to have seen the film anyway.
So what do you think, Luke?
Not you.
As a quotation.
I haven't really
Star
watched
Wars
any
fan.
trailers, to be honest.
What?
I've seen
Would
bits
you
of
see it? Would you see it?
I don't imagine you'd pay money for it.
I don't imagine going out my way to watch every Star Wars in a row and then the new one. I'd most likely end up watching it in a year's time on TV and go,
Fair enough.
I do feel like it's going to be. I don't think it's going to live up to people's expectations because they've overhyped it so much at this point.
True.
Like with all the trailers and all that, this is going to be the best film ever, and you can tell those reviewers are just
Rimming Star Wars and Ryan Johnson.
Just
All they get
rimming
paid
it.
for it.
Yeah, exactly. So I just don't think it's going to live up to expectations.
Yeah, I was going to bring up because the premiere in LA was last night or the night before or something,
Saturday,
and everyone's saying that it's
Amazing.
One of the people is shaking when they're trying to
That's
talk
the
about whether
longest
I doubt it though. That's obviously going to be fake.
Yeah, it's obviously overreaction
No
to
one
whatever.
goes to see a film and goes,
oh my god, that was sick.
Literally figures their mind into thinking differently.
But apparently it is a really, really good film. But we're gonna have to wait till
We'll be the judge of that.
Thursday.
Yeah.
But I came up into my room last night. I was like, right, Tom, which showing do you want to see? And there's a showing at the View every hour for the new Star Wars film.
Next topic.
How
long is the film?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, yeah.
We've got a lot of screens there at the View.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson said that the first edit was well over 3 hours. So they've had to cut down a lot.
Cheers, Tyler Harrow. Next film, please.
Yeah. So the Avengers trailer,
Yes.
which we all crowded around like a cult and watched over one mark.
Big up Chris Pratt. Big up.
And Big D.
It's good. I'd say
Chris P and Big D.
it's good. It gets people excited. Does it show too much? I don't know. Does it show too little? I don't know. All I know is we got to see some good shots, new people, not new people, but new looks
of
people.
Terrible hair.
Gemma and his new trim.
Oh, bad, no.
But overall, I think
I like
it's going to be
hair
good.
as well. Now the trim's ruined it.
It's probably going to make the most money next year.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
It will.
It'll be if it's good, they'll just keep coming.
True.
Yeah, they will keep coming. You know, people are gonna go watch it. Never matter, no matter if it's bad or not.
No, I mean, as in like after Infinity War, like New Avengers.
Well, they've got Marvel said they've got like
Yeah,
20
they've
films
still
planned.
got hundreds upon hundreds of films.
So when
planned.
DC did that, release that, is it 10-year plan thing they have, where they have all the films mapped out, like...
Yeah. Well,
I've already
Disney did that as well.
I've already freed up my 20th of, like, June for 2020 for my dad to watch Cyborg with me.
Yeah.
So, big ups when that film
So-
comes out.
What do we see in it?
What?
Well, there was
We see a lot.
a lot. There was a lot going on in that trailer. That I still gotta go. We watched it 12
Should we
seconds
talk
after it was
about
uploaded.
theories?
I mean, yeah, go for it.
I'm down to talk about theories. It's
I don't
time
really
for
know
it.
anything about theories, but...
One of the theories I've seen is that, well, I've got two. One is that, you probably know this, Thanos separates Bruce Banner and Hulk into two
Yeah.
separate things.
Yeah.
So then Bruce Banner is in Wakanda and he can't fight because he's just Bruce Banner. So he gets in the Hulkbuster
The Veronica
armour, which you see him like mending, which kind of makes sense.
Well, you see the massive Hulk
Yeah.
gauntlet, don't you, next to
And
him?
you see like the clips of the way he like jumps and stuff, and it's not like
suit. It's not like
Iron Man to do so. And the other
Yeah.
one is
It is kind of Hulk-esque,
theory
though, really,
that-
isn't it?
the start of the film is,
It's supposed to be a perfect counterbalance of Hulk, innit?
Yeah.
With equal power.
and the start of the film is that Spider-Man's the first person to see the giant ring over New York.
Which I
He-
really like the Spidey sense thing.
he
They did.
goes-
Proper enjoyable.
He meets Thanos, gets the
Ever-living heck beat out of
gets
it.
the heck beaten out of him. And
PG.
basically, what happens, because Tony's on his way to the Sanctum Sanctorium with big old Wong and Doctor Strange
Big one.
BG.
and thing, and the only phone he's got is the one Captain America gave him, which
So
you
no one
see.
can get hold of him.
So no one can get hold of him. But because we know Pepper Potts is back, and we've seen her before
It
going
was
in
at
an
the
Iron
end
Man
of Homecoming,
costume.
wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was.
We've seen her before in an Iron Man costume.
In episode
So
3.
my theory is that, well, that people's theory that I kind of believe is that she gets in the Iron Man costume, goes to try and help Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and then that's why.
Is that why she
and
gets
then
flattened by Thanos?
flattens Iron Man in that bit where he punches,
Absolutely.
and then that's why Tony Stark's so distraught because Pepper Potts dies.
Well, doesn't she have, because at the end of Iron Man 3, like, super cell regeneration
No,
powers
because he
and
fixed
the
it.
ability to
No,
breathe fire?
They fixed
They
it.
fixed it.
Why?
Because they got rid of. Yeah, that's the only reason Tony Stark got his arc reactor out. Of which, why has he got another one
Well,
in the trailer?
Might
You
be
see,
just so
when-
he can use the suits.
Yeah.
Because the whole
Probably a
thing
power
was
source for
powered
his
by
suit.
his arc reactor.
No, but he did it in he managed them well on. It's called Age of Ultron. Fine.
Oh, it's just so they can stay loyal to the comics.
Well, yeah, probably. It looks better though.
And they save the best to last because after the title card comes up, they show the Guardians of the Galaxy. Big up the Guardians
Some
of
say
the
best,
Galaxy.
some say mediocreist.
Ooh,
I did not enjoy.
Don't start.
No, because it was just.
I prefer the first one over the second
I prefer
Guardians.
the first one over the second one. But yeah, I still believe the first one's probably one of the best
No,
Marvel films
No.
ever made
no,
to date.
really not.
That's just your opinion.
Yeah, and my opinion's right and yours is wrong.
Well, we'll agree to disagree. Let's move on.
Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2.
This
Cock
one
up
here.
of a
Wow.
game.
What a game.
I feel like Jack really wants to input in this. But so, an overall of the game, I really enjoy it.
I reckon-
It's quality gameplay. Really enjoy it. But
I
Alright.
that's
Agree to disagree.
yeah.
Well, I believe they've made a good game.
Mm.
At the basics, it's
Fundamentally-
it's Battlefront with a Star Wars skin over it, basically.
Yeah.
At the
Battlefront is Star Wars.
ba-
You mean Battlefield?
Battlefield with a Star Wars skin over it. So, I mean, it's good. I have my cousins play it and they love it because you just run around and shoot people as Star Wars characters and cut people up with lightsabers. I love it because you shoot people running around with guns and you cut people up with lightsabers. But I haven't paid any money in the game yet, apart from actually buying the game.
Neither.
And I have multiple times been playing the game and being killed by people who have these unbelievable purple
like
cards.
stupid star
And
cards.
I've seen all the
mate.
trauma, and well, not trauma, but drama, and I've
heard the
been
aftermath
like,
of
it's
Luke being
annoying,
killed.
but it's just EA at the end of the day.
Yeah, unfortunately,
They're just
because
they're just the money company.
DICE do make really good
And,
games.
yeah.
It's just a shame that EA have had
Except
to.
for that one, because even though
EA bought LucasArts.
Yeah,
Game over.
unfortunately.
Oh well, Battlefront 3.
Oh, yeah, in about
hopefully.
in a year,
See,
2 years. I
probably.
I
reckon.
don't want to
Yes,
be
as
the
well.
negative one because every single topic we talk about, I feel like I'm like, nah, I don't like it. Mate. It's terrible. That.
So,
But
how was
it's
your Gorillas concert like?
It's good, but I just can't get behind Battlefront 2. I hate it because it's not the real Battlefront 2.
Yeah, like as in Battlefront 2 on the PS2 or Xbox.
It's not hard though. It's such a simple game. It's on the computer, ported.
Well-
You could just HD it and I would love it, but no.
Right.
Well, I think. Well, one of our crew here today is a very avid Star Wars fan.
And he's
and-
absolutely
And
itching.
he's itching. Look at him. Look at him.
Tell you what,
Itching and
Jack,
twitching.
You might.
I'll grab another chair. You sit on this one.
Yeah. And he's coming in. This is Jack, everyone. And Jack is a very passionate Star Wars fan. He's going to see Last Jedi midnight release, and as a huge Star Wars fan as Jack is, wears a Star Wars themed shirt basically 7 days a week.
Yeah, and his puffer jacket.
Yep. What do you think of Battlefront? Let's start off with let's get rid of all the pay to win and all that jazz. What do you think of the game?
I think it is a good game. Like, the gameplay itself, DICE have done a really good job. The graphics and the sound is just absolutely amazing. Some of the best, like, this generation of consoles have seen in a long time. I think the campaign, the fact that they're putting it through in
Yeah.
DLCs, they've split it up. That even though the DLCs are free, I still think that's
It's
a bit
almost
cheap.
like they know. It's almost like they know people are going to get bored of this.
Mm.
So, like, instead of giving you the whole campaign in one go,
Or
we'll
the-
give you it in bits so you keep coming back.
Or that they knew that they missed out parts of the campaign, so people felt kind of
Yeah.
they didn't get the fulfillment of
I
the
mean, it's a-
campaign,
Oh, yeah.
so they were like, let's just put more
I
of it in
don't think
DLC.
anyone was satisfied with the 4-hour campaign with the.
I
no
wouldn't say I was
difficulty in
satisfied it, but I did enjoy it.
I
I
think
enjoyed it.
Like, there are points of it at which you
The
kind of
fact
just
that
like,
it was
what's the point
canon
in that?
made it a bit more.
Oh yeah, if
That's
it was
nice.
yeah.
That's a good idea.
the fact that it's canon,
'Cause
as
some-
well as the eras that they play it in, it does make the game feel more like connected and stuff like that. But if they went with like a completely random, not canon story, and then had like all three eras when you played as everything else, it's kind of
I
like
agree. I
Commando.
just think the fact that they're splitting it up for the DLCs, it's almost a way of like,
It's
oh,
insulting.
come back and play our game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, drawing them people back in, even though they know that they've messed up big time.
I find it more insulting than anything. They're not willing to release a whole game with a full campaign. They're deciding, we can release it in this state now, and then we can fix it later.
There's
That's
lots
not.
of
You
glitch-
don't make a game like
lots
that.
of
No.
glitches as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
people
I
have
can't
definitely.
play the
lots of
game for more
glitches.
than 5 minutes without going, I'm done with this. I can't. be
honestly,
arsed.
unless you're in like me and Jack were on it the other day on Heroes versus Villains.
That's
and
the
that-
only good game mode.
Ar-
That's the
arguably-
only thing I play it for.
the most fun I've had is when I've been with other people in a smaller game mode. Because Galactic Assault, which is the big kind of
Cluster.
I'd say main, but it's basically just like team deathmatch on Call of Duty.
It's supposed to be the main game mode
Yeah.
that everyone plays, but it's the
But
most
it's
trash thing.
20 versus 20, and it's
No,
like
is it?
It's 40,
Oh.
isn't it?
No, it's not. It's
no,
40
it's
people.
40 overall. It's
Ah.
20 versus.
Yeah, it's 20 versus 20.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the big elephant in the room with this game then? The pay to win.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna have to.
Well,
At this moment, they've taken
Microtransactions out.
it out of
No,
the
they got
game.
it back now.
I
back?
bet.
Yeah,
But
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're bringing it
They only
back.
suspended it for like a month, so everyone buys the game, and then it's like
Everyone
yeah,
buys the game because it's
we're
not
just
got.
joshing, guys.
And then
It's
when
just-
like more people bought the game, they should be like, yeah, let's just sneak this back into.
But
For
the-
people that don't know, basically, EA made it so the progression system was very poor, and basically
40
to get
hours.
to get better in the game, through the only way you could really get better in the game was through these things called star cards, and you can only really get these star cards in crates, which you have to either pay for with real money or use in-game currency. But they've made it so the in-game currency is really low, so you could be playing 5, 10, however many hours to get one of these crates. So the problem was that instead of playing the game and getting good and getting the good stuff like you would in Call of Duty.
Yeah,
Or
a slow progression
or
of
that-
skill
or-
equals better things.
Even like Splatoon or whatever.
It's not even
Nintendo.
like
Yeah.
the crates contain
Decent things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
it's-
every time I've opened a crate, I've not got like one kind of like I don't know what the rarity.
But it's the
name
fact
is.
that they
Specialist. I'd
Yeah,
never
you
played
don't-
that, dude.
I know. I do like the idea that they've broken it down so there's like Trooper, Starfighter, and then Hero like start things. But I think there should be like in the Trooper because no one like plays mainly like specialists. Like from what I've experienced, like personally, I go through in one good game of Galactic Assault, I go through at least 3 of the 4 classes. But I reckon you should be able to choose.
I don't really make it 3 or 4 minutes into a match before I quit.
I reckon they should make it choose so you can choose like an assault crate or
A class specific
Yeah,
crate.
yeah,
if
that's-
you
I
will.
think that's what
That's
they're doing.
That's what the crafting thing is.
the trying.
the crafting thing is all right. Like
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
good idea, but it's still the
yeah, in
box
theory, it's a
takes
very very
everything.
good idea, but it's just the crates that you
They're
get. They
trying-
don't.
They're trying to fix it with upcoming stuff.
Mm.
Speaking of upcoming stuff, they're about to release the new DLC.
Oh, the trailer for it.
Crate and The Last Jedi, where you get Finn and Phasma.
Oh yeah,
Which looks good.
I'll
So
ping
if
that up
anyone
now.
hasn't seen it,
it'll be on screen in
this
about.
is the trailer,
minute.
and we're gonna watch it together.
There's a trailer for the. Oh.
We have 10,000 troops ready to fight.
Don't let them shake you. Numbers aren't everything.
If we could learn how powerful the First Order really is,
Then the Resistance might have a chance.
Play it on PS4.
That was the trailer for the Last Jedi season. They're doing it in seasons. What else? Well, I imagine there could be a handful
Sorry,
of
Ubisoft.
seasons.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout actually.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
nice.
all eras.
Yeah, true.
But I just feel like at this moment in time, Disney have lost about $6 billion worth
Yeah.
of trades as well. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like
It's-
this is rushed. From
It
looking
is.
at that trailer, it doesn't look. And even the game itself isn't
Yeah.
complete. It's like you said, there's a lot of glitches. The microtransactions have really messed them up.
I
Should-
read somewhere where the sales, Star Wars Battlefront 2 sales were 20% of COD World War 2 sales. So COD World War 2 got 80% more
Yeah.
sales.
It's
That's-
not hard to tell why it's an
Yeah.
EA game. People knew it was doomed. There was a boycott before it even came out because
Yeah.
of every problem they set up. Because it
It was
basically
in the
just went,
beta.
hey, F you, mate, you're going to play it this way. No one wants to do that.
I heard
Yeah.
someone say that. I think this sums up pretty well that the game shouldn't be patched and should be like a.
It should-
Almost, you should be able to see if the game's broken once it's been released. That should be done before.
Favorite game or favorite film?
Favorite film.
Favorite film.
Favorite film.
Just so
Yeah.
I can scream at Jack.
So we'll start with you, Luke.
Favorite
Obviously,
film ever.
Favorite film.
Favorite
ever.
film and a short justification why
There is
we can't
2
argue with
films
you.
that I've ultimately decided are
You've gotta
my
choose
favourite
one.
films. Cause no, you can't.
It's
well,
Scott
no,
Pilgrim.
choose one.
It's like
Well,
choosing your favourite child.
yeah, you can't. The
You're the
Scott
champ.
Pilgrim, which is obvious
I knew
because
that.
it's a great piece of work.
Agreed.
Editing's amazing. The direction is.
Big up
Michael
Michael
Cera's
Cera.
really good at like playing his role as an awkward dude, as always.
He's just an awkward.
It's
film.
based off great set of comics. It's just a class time all around. Jack doesn't agree because he's
He hates it.
a weirdo.
What's your second one?
Second one, Hardcore Henry. just because
Really?
it's really fun.
Yeah.
I've watched it twice. I watched it with one of my friends, Gabe, and one of my times with my mate Gabe and Jackson. And every single time we just sat there, just watched it and had fun with it. It's not something you can take seriously because as soon as you try and criticise it, you see all the cracks. But if you just want something to enjoy, watch it, and it's just fun for me.
Tom.
I don't know why, but Saving Private Ryan came to mind.
What, your favourite film?
Yeah, one of the
Your
favourite
film of all time, Saving Private Ryan.
I wouldn't say of all time because like I have
I
to.
would strongly disagree.
Well, that's fine, but like it does come into my mind when I think of like the films that I can watch like over and over again without having to sort of look at the bad points of it. Like I just really enjoyed the film. It's a solid film. It is personally.
Jack.
It's a good film.
I could go into many more films that I
better
put
war
up there, but.
Wait, let me guess. Star Wars?
No, I was torn between two. Like, I know Pulp Fiction is my favourite film of all time. I love how Tarantino just changed the industry with that film. It's so amazing, the narrative and just how it's always jumped between timelines. But also Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just love that film
I think
so
it's
much.
a score that makes it for me.
The fact you almost kind of relate to Travis in the sense of like, we've all had that moment where it's like, oh god, like no one understands me, and then it kind of like 180s, and you're like, actually, I don't know this person anymore. I think it's the greatest character study of all time.
Oh yeah,
and I think those two films are probably my favourite.
And greatest jazz tune.
Yeah, it's
right, Joe. We're all going to disagree with you.
I'm going to go for two. I'm going to go for my fun one and my
Big
technical
D,
one.
no. Big D, that's.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Oh, for God, right. Of all time.
One of my favourite films of all time.
Go on.
Wrong. False.
Well.
Go on, justify.
What did I say?
Oh, I'm going to listen.
You tell me, would the MCU would Black Panther be as colourful as it is now? Would Thor Ragnarok be as colourful as it was if it wasn't for this film?
Honestly, I do think that Thor Ragnarok.
James Gunn did to Marvel what DC need right now.
I want to jump in. I've not spoken all the time. I'm the producer, by the way, to the cameras in the audience. You don't have to get a shot on me. I want to disagree with the fact that it was Guardians of the Galaxy that did the film. It was James Gunn, but he could have directed any Marvel film.
True, yeah.
It was
Guardians
really.
of the Galaxy is not a good Marvel film.
It's not.
John
It's the
Favreau's
most
kicked
mediocre
off.
film.
Don't-
The emotional punchline at the end that Groot's dead is literally void in 2
Spoilers.
seconds
Yeah.
afterwards. Sorry, spoilers.
Spoilers for like a
You go,
3-year-old
"Ha,
film.
he's back and he's dancing in a pot." I was going to slam, but the cat mic.
I don't.
Michael just.
I don't think James Gunn was the main reason
Hilarious.
why Marvel
I love it.
is so
Woo!
successful, because really that is John Favreau. But I do think that he
Chef.
has helped big time. So go on.
John.
Fair enough. I just think it's great. Chris Pratt's a sexy guy. You're single now. Call me up if you need me.
Jim Murray on
I very doubt he's
going
gonna
to
hear this.
technical film, I'd probably have to give it to Shrek. Because Shrek is probably one of the
Big thing
single
again.
most underrated films of all time.
Well, what's this track too?
No, but I'm being deadly serious
Yeah.
here. Shrek, for its time, wherever it was released, 2001,
2002, I think.
2002, wherever.
Animation's
It's
clean.
the animation's
Yeah.
quality, the voice acting's spot on, the idea of it's brilliant. I'd put it up there with some of the greatest animated films of all time.
Yeah, I
Like
do think
The
they've-
Incredibles and stuff.
I do think
And
they have
the
gone a
fact
step
that
too
you
far
can watch it
with-
now and find inside jokes.
Oh yeah.
Still,
It's stuff like that in like Toy Story as
It's
well. Like
mental.
it's yeah.
it's
Talk
just a
about
great
your
film.
third favourite animated film ever. Not animated, just third favourite film ever. Love Guru. Another Mike.
So,
I think that brings it to a draw. Really nice
Conclusion.
little appearance with Jack as well. So that was the Treehouse podcast. I've been Tom, Luke, Joe, and Jack. And yeah, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.
Yeet.
3, 2, 1.